This week we have the Sun moving into Scorpio, joining Mars and Mercury in that sign of death and rebirth and transformation. We also have a full moon lunar eclipse at 5 degrees Taurus this week. All of that and more, along with an empowered moment, on my new Intuitive Astrology Empowered Moments video for the week of Monday, October 23rd through Sunday, October 29th. Stay tuned. Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, starseed astrologer and spiritual messenger from Sacred Soul Empowerment, and we're going to talk this week about a full moon lunar eclipse. But before we get started, let's give you some of the intro here. For this week's Empowered Moments video, we're going to be using the Syrian Starseed Tarot by Patricia Corey and Alyssa Bartha. That's going to be the main message for everyone. Your special message card this week, depending on your stone of choice, is going to be coming from the Shaman's Dream Oracle, and that is by Alberto Villaldo and Colette Barron Reed. So before we show you those stones of choice for that special message card, let's go ahead, settle in, and do an empowered moment. So if you close your eyes, relax your body, clear your mind of all thoughts, and just focus on the present moment, the here and now. Taking a deep breath, letting your body relax even more as you exhale, and visualize or sense, feel, or just know that you're surrounded in this beautiful etheric golden white light of God's source energy, universe, great spirit, all that is. And I want you to, with intention, take a deep breath and breathe in that protective and guiding golden white light into every cell of your body. And as you exhale, I want you to imagine a grounding cord going down deep through the layers of Earth, Mother Gaia, all the way down and connecting to her crystalline heart chakra in the center of the Earth. And on your next inhale, you're breathing up through that grounding cord. Earth Mother Gaia is nurturing, loving, mothering, grounding energy, breathing it all the way up through the grounding cord. And as you exhale this time, it's being dispersed throughout all of your chakras and energy bodies, combining with that etheric golden white light from the cosmos, so that you're connected above and grounded below. And imagine in your mind's eye, as we are approaching a full moon lunar eclipse this week, imagine that earth element, Taurus, which is where this full moon lunar eclipse is, and in that earth element of Taurus, we continue to stay grounded, feeling safe and secure, feeling stable and protected with all of the energies that are swirling about, with all of the events that may unfold and transpire, with all of the emotional energy that will be magnified and heightened by this full moon. Continue to see and visualize your feet firmly planted on the earth, and that your grounding cord is connected to Earth Mother Gaia's heart chakra. Continue to breathe and focus on your breath throughout the week to stay grounded, stable, and secure. And with intention on this full moon lunar eclipse that's coming up, we intend to release and let go and purge and transmute all circumstances and situations, emotions, feelings, thoughts and perceptions that are no longer in our highest and best interest to be attached to. We release and let go of any and all karmic patterns or trauma energies from this or previous lifetimes throughout all directions and dimensions of time and space. And breathe in deeply, breathing in that intention that you gently and safely and easily, as you stay grounded and stable and secure, that you're releasing all of these energies that you no longer need to carry. Releasing all of these patterns. And as you exhale, and each time you exhale, have the intention that they are being released to a higher vibration. They are being carried up and away by the angelic realm or the higher realms of light to be transmuted, transformed. And in this time of the full moon lunar eclipse, as it follows that new moon solar eclipse we had 2 weeks ago, we know we're in the midst of endings and new beginnings, completion of a cycle and initiation of a new cycle. And for each of us, that might be different and look different and feel different. But call in the highest guidance. Connect with your higher soul self and your angels and guides, the ancestors of the light, to assist and guide to the next step of your highest and most important destiny path as your soul moves forward in this journey of evolution and growth. And let's take one last deep, healing, cleansing, balancing breath. And as you exhale and in your own time, you can return to this time and place and space. And get ready to look at your stones of choice for this week. Okay, so these are some powerful stones that I chose for today. And this one is black obsidian. Black obsidian. And this is a powerful grounding stone, and it shields us from all kinds of negative energies, psychic attack, our own negative emotions or past traumas. It helps to bring clarity to the mind, clarity and grounding to our own thoughts and perceptions and to the mind. It helps to pierce the darkness in order to find the light. And this actually is born from the raw energy of a volcano. This is known also as volcanic glass. So black obsidian from the raw energy of the volcano. All right, let's take a look at stone number 2 here. This is black opal. Now I know it doesn't look black. It actually looks kind of brown and tan, but black opal. And this one helps us to conquer our fears and give us strength. It helps to push through things that might scare us. Helps to provide confidence to get through obstacles. Helps us to stay calm, relaxed. Pushes us to new and exciting adventures that are ahead. And it provides us with an etheric shield against negative energy and emotional toxicity. Okay, and then stone number 3, this one is called indigo gabbro. Indigo gabbro, and that last word is Gabbro. And this one is a stone of spiritual awakening. It guides us towards enlightenment of self, helps us to summon our true potential. Its magical effect harnesses the power that lies within, helps one's consciousness to rise to new levels. It softens our aura, replenishes our vibration, helps to expand our mind, and help us to activate our third eye. So again, our stones of choice are the black obsidian or volcanic glass, the black opal, or the indigo gabbro. It ends with an O. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the astrology for this week. There's a lot going on. On Monday the 23rd, we have the sun, which is how we shine our light, the lens through which we shine our light. And it's going to be going into Scorpio on Monday. So now the sun in Scorpio is joining Mercury in Scorpio and Mars in Scorpio. So there's definitely a transition into this death and rebirth, transformation, scorpionic energy, right? The sun, of course, is going to be in Scorpio for about the next month. On Tuesday, the 24th, the sun in Scorpio is going to be in a trine connection, which is considered a positive connection, to Saturn, ruler of karmic lessons, ruler of delays, limitations, restrictions, ruler of wisdom, ruler of lessons and responsibility that we must take towards learning those lessons. And Saturn is in Pisces right now, and it's still retrograde. It's starting to station. It's starting to come to a standstill, because very soon, within the next week or week and a half, it's going to turn back to direct motion at 0 degrees of Pisces. So what does this mean? The sun in Scorpio, again, it's deep. It's the shadow side of our beingness, right? Scorpio deals with the shadows. It does deal with this energy of digging down deep beneath the surface of our psyche, looking at that shadow. It deals with death and rebirth energies. It deals with transformation, regeneration, and transmuting lower vibrational energies of all kinds. Scorpio is very perceptive. It's very clairsentient. It's very empathic. So when we connect with Saturn, I feel like, even though this is a positive connection, I feel like what it's doing is it's supporting us in this clearing and cleansing process on an energetic level. Because Saturn does rule karmic lessons, but it's in this kind of light sign of Pisces. You know, Pisces does rule the spiritual realm, and Pisces does rule our past lives. So when I think of Saturn ruling karma and Pisces ruling past lives, and that connecting to the sun and Scorpio, I feel like there's a big cleansing and clearing that is starting to take place for all of us on a personal level and on a collective level for humanity as well, especially since we're building up to a full moon lunar eclipse later this week. So allow this kind of releasing and letting go. And as things come up, whether they're emotions or perceptions or old traumas or belief systems that maybe aren't in our highest and best interest to hold on to anymore, just have the intention that you're transmuting it. Call in those of the higher vibration of light, the healers, our ancestors, to clear, help us to clear, release, let go, purge, and transmute all of this that's coming up. On Thursday, the 26th, we have Venus, who's in Virgo. And she is going to be in an inconjunct to Chiron, the wounded healer, ruler of past life wounds as well, and Aries. Now, Chiron and Aries bringing up all these wounds regarding self-identity, self-confidence, courage, independence, individuality. With Venus ruling love and relationships, personal resources, values, and how she values herself or self-value. And she's in Virgo, so she's much more discerning. She's much more nitpicky. She's looking at the little things, and she's using her mind and her logic, her mental, intuitiveness, if you will, or her mental abilities logically and analytically to allow this healing to take place. Now, an inconjunct is a little bit of a challenge aspect. So I feel like we might be struggling a little bit with not feeling good enough, not feeling perfect enough, feeling like we're lacking in some way, feeling like that our lives aren't the way we want them to be, our money and finances, our relationships, that there's, again, these little things that just don't feel right or seem right that we're kind of picking at. And Chiron is attempting to allow a healing to take place, but the healing is mostly within ourselves. We're kind of being guided by our own higher soul self to heal these aspects within ourselves. We are good enough. We are beautiful. We are intelligent. We are smart. We are successful. So we have to kind of shift into that more positive mode with this particular transit. Then on Saturday the 28th, this is the big day. This is the full moon lunar eclipse at 5 degrees of Taurus. Now, full moons are about endings, releasing, letting go, healing, completion. And the fact that it's an eclipse is going to magnify these energies, intensify these energies. Remember, we had a new moon solar eclipse 2 weeks ago, and that was new beginnings. But again, it was an eclipse. So these eclipses are going to be active as far as their energies in the days to come and the weeks to come, maybe even the months to come, as endings and new beginnings and completion and initiation and all of these phases of evolution and growth and purging and clearing are taking place within ourselves and within our lives. Now, on this full moon lunar eclipse, we've got Mars and Scorpio opposing Jupiter, and we've got Mercury and Scorpio opposing Jupiter. And then on Sunday, Mercury and Mars comes together in Scorpio. So what does that mean? That means with the full moon lunar eclipse, we have the moon at 5 degrees of Taurus. The sun is going to be at 5 degrees of Scorpio, the opposite sign. So this lunar eclipse is going to be conjuncting or connecting to Jupiter, while Mars and Mercury, both in Scorpio, are kind of with the sun and opposing that. So this is a lot of Scorpio and Taurus energy. That axis has to do with a lot of things. It has to do with money and finances. It has to do with your values versus other people's values, or your resources versus other people's resources. It has to do with how you value yourself, and also this deep metaphysical clearing, transmutative, transformational process with all the Scorpio energy. So there's a lot going on here. Mars is the warrior. He wants energy, action, and forward movement. And while he's in Scorpio, he's very fixed. He's very stubborn. He's very persistent, determined, consistent, and he might have a little bit of a sharpness to him because Mercury has that, not Mercury, Scorpio. Scorpio has that sharpness. And even with Mercury and Scorpio, it's like we can have that communication with kind of the sharp, intense delivery, So if we're speaking and communicating with that Mars and Mercury, both in Scorpio, with the sun of this lunar eclipse, we can be a little bit judgmental. We can be a little bit cutting. We can be a little bit harsh. And that can be other people towards us too. So there's this, this kind of intense scorpionic energy. Remember, Scorpio is the scorpion, the eagle, and the phoenix. So that lower vibration of the scorpion can sting, it can really kind of get you where it hurts, kind of thing. So we want to be more aware of the Scorpio energies right now, okay? We want to kind of raise up to at least the level of the eagle, where we're flying high and we're seeing a higher perspective and understanding things from a higher vantage point. And if we can go even higher to the phoenix, then we're transmuting and transforming and transcending some of this lower Scorpio energy. But again, these eclipses kind of take us blindsided. It's like we're, sometimes we just react without realizing in the moment what's going on with these eclipses that we've been having. It's really shaking things up and pulling the rug out from under us in certain ways, shapes, and forms. So we have to really, be conscientious of rising into that Phoenix energy to just be a little bit more discerning and a little bit more aware and understanding of some of the energies that are going on, especially because Scorpio is so empathic, because we're picking up on, we're not just dealing with our own stuff and our own emotions and traumas from other lifetimes and whatnot, but we're dealing with a collective energy. If you're very empathic, you're picking up on other people or groups of people, or even with the planet, the world, and what's going on in other countries. We're kind of absorbing all that. Scorpio is very magnetic, and they kind of magnetize energies to them. And then being empathic, they kind of suck the energies into them without really realizing, and then you're carrying that around. So pull cords. This is going to be a time more than ever to pull cords, stay grounded, clear yourself regularly. And I would say, with the fact that the lunar eclipse is in Taurus, which is Earth, get out in nature, hug a tree, walk barefoot on the earth, anything, work with plants or a garden, with your stones. Stones is part of the earth, okay? So do anything you can to continue to stay grounded to that earth element, because that's really going to help you. So that's a little bit about the astrology that's happening this week. Let's take a look at the messages from our angels and guides. So we actually have a whole bunch of cards that came out. We've got 2 cards for the first card, 1 card for the second placement, and then 2 cards for the third placement. So let's look at the first 2 cards. Okay, the first card is the Seeker of Chalices. This is like the Page of Cups. Now, the Page of Cups, pages are messengers, and they deal with messages, communications, information, sometimes learning. And this is in the suit of cups, chalices. So it's our emotions, it's our feelings. So here we might say we're communicating about our emotions and our feelings. However, when I look at this particular image, and you look at how she's kind of, she's kind of at the whimsy of the water, the emotions are kind of taking her away. So this is what I think of in regards to this full moon lunar eclipse, is that your emotional energies are heightened, and pages are more kind of like an immature energy, if you will, meaning that they may not think before they speak. They're childlike, right? Children are honest, and children just say what they think, or say what they see, or say what they mean. And so with the Seeker of Chalices, or the Page of Cups, we're going to just be a little bit more reactive with our emotions and our emotional nature during this particular full moon, which is typical of a full moon anyway. But again, we could be having more conversations and communications about our feelings and about our emotions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the card that came out with this for more information. Okay, so we've got the 9 of Orbs. This is like the 9 of Swords. So the 9 of Swords, this is more of a difficult kind of energy. You can see that this woman is sitting on the ground in the forest. She's got her hands over her eyes. All of these orbs are indicating thoughts, because the suit of orbs or swords is about our thought processes, our perceptions, what's going on in our head. And so you can kind of get the idea by looking at this that she's in a place more of despair or uncertainty, or she's not understanding what's going on. She feels overwhelmed. And so you put that with the Seeker of Chalices, you can see that we might be a little bit more, again, emotionally sensitive, emotionally reactive, and we're dealing with all these thoughts and perceptions in our head that maybe aren't of the highest nature. These are a little bit more on the shadow side, dealing with, again, that Scorpio shadow energy. So this is how maybe we're starting out the week. This can also be that aspect that I talked about where the sun in Scorpio is connecting with Saturn and Pisces, and how I said it could be a big clearing going on. So the emotions and the thoughts and perceptions have to come up, and a lot of times they end up being expressed in a certain way when we're in a reactive, eclipse place. but they have to kind of come up in order to be cleared and released. And so I think, again, this is an opportunity. If we're aware, it's an opportunity to, again, stay grounded, use your breath, use meditation, use nature here as a way to ground and center, and allow and ask for clearing. Allow the healing to take place, but ask for the healers of the light to assist you in kind of clearing whatever some of this is going on throughout the week. All right, let's look at the middle card, or the second card, the second placement. Okay, so this is Major Arcana 16, and it's the Tower card. Now, we do have a full moon lunar eclipse, a time of completion, releasing, endings, transformation, and the Tower card is also about that. The Tower card, you can see there's a lightning bolt coming down from the sky. It's hitting the tower or the building's on fire, and this person either fell out of the tower or is jumping out of the tower. And this is indicative of huge changes that are happening or that are coming. So the changes are usually situations and circumstances. This can also be internal changes, but oftentimes it's more the Death card, where we're dealing with an internal transformation, death and rebirth. The Tower card is usually external, situational. Again, circumstances are shifting and redirecting. And it's like pulling the rug out from under us to what we feel is our stability. Whatever this tower represents is like your life, as it were. It's like your job, it's your career, it's your finances, it's your home, it's your family, it's your relationship. It's the stability that you believed was there with this tower, with these things in your life. But the eclipse, or here, the tower, gets shaken up a little bit. This lightning bolt kind of comes out of the blue. So there's something unexpected that comes in to redirect the energy. Now, it doesn't have to be bad. It doesn't have to be scary. You don't have to be fearful of it. This is just our higher selves and the cosmos, if you will, the universe, realigning us to a place that we need to be. It's realigning us or redirecting us on our path, because maybe we're out of alignment in some way as far as our soul's evolution and growth, our soul's journey. Maybe we took like a little bit of a detour and we stayed on the detour path when maybe we know that we're supposed to be on this other path, or maybe we don't know, but something doesn't feel right, or just, we're just complacent and we're just allowing things to be where it is and just going along with it. Well, the eclipse or the tower here is going to come in and say, okay, it's time to put you back where you need to be. It's time to place you on this other path, if you will, this other place that you're supposed to be like on and traveling. So don't feel fearful of this. This is something where your soul, your higher soul self, your angels and guides are helping and supporting along the way, but you're being asked to realign yourself and realign your life in a way that's more true and authentic to who you are and where you're supposed to be going. Let's look at the set of 2 cards that came out for the last card, shall we? Okay, so this is called the Seeker of Flames, and this is like the Page of Wands. So this is a positive card. Again, more messages, more information coming in. We're seeking that information. You can see this person is kind of like, and I want to say they're doing kind of like a meditation, right? They're kind of seeking this information from a higher place. The flames or the wands is the spiritual realm. So here we're seeking information from the spiritual realm, from a higher source. We're wanting some sort of answers or guidance. Well, I can see how that kind of follows with the previous cards that we had, right? And this full moon lunar eclipse, whatever's going on, whatever's transpiring or unfolding, we're seeking these answers from a higher source in the spiritual realm. We want to know what's going on. We want to know what we should do, what choices to make, what decisions to make. And as we're kind of, in meditation, or we're in that self-reflection phase, or we're just throwing our hands up in the air like this person and saying, please tell me, what the right thing is to do for me, for myself, for my truth and whatnot. Let's go ahead and see what card came out with this for more information. Okay, so we've got the Master of Flames now. So this is like the King of Wands. So it's really interesting that we've got the Page of Wands and the King of Wands. We're seeking the information here, and the King of Wands is coming in and giving it to us because the King is the authority. The Master is the authority. And look, he looks very calm, cool, and collected. And here in the background, we've got the sun coming up over the horizon, right? It's like the sun is rising. And so I feel like we're going to be receiving the answers that we're looking for. We're seeking the answers, and the sun is rising and saying, you know what, let's illuminate the information that you need. Let's bring in the source of the messages that you need. All the while, the more calm, cool, and collected and grounded you can be as the King of Wands here, the more you're going to be able to take in, be aware of the information, the messages that are coming to you. This could even be maybe representative of a person. You know, maybe you're seeking the answers, and maybe you're seeking the answers from an authority figure, because the king is the authority. The king is the leader, someone who is grounded, someone who is spiritual or spiritually connected. Not that you're not spiritually connected, but maybe you feel like this person is more spiritually connected. This could be a shaman, you know. Maybe you're in alignment to get some healing, some clearing, releasing, letting go, some healing energy from this Master of Flames individual. So whether it's seeking information or guidance or looking for some healing, I think this would be a perfect time to do either of those things with this full moon lunar eclipse. I would say, though, because the full moon lunar eclipse is on Saturday, before you maybe, you know, say seek that advice or get that reading or get the healing, maybe you want to wait just a day or two as we move into next week, for the eclipse energies to settle a little bit, because that eclipse energy is going to be very powerful on Saturday and Sunday this week. Maybe we want to wait until Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, let's say, or into next week, or even the week after, till the eclipse energies, whatever it's been shaking up, whatever redirections are occurring, you know, whatever ground beneath your feet seems a little wobbly, it's like things can start to settle just a little bit, maybe before you're seeking this. Or maybe, maybe you're getting the healing sessions, but you're following up with more assistance in some way, shape, or form after everything kind of starts to clear, if you will. So I feel like we're ending here on a more positive note. Not to say that it's a negative, energy before that, but, some people, and yeah, I mean, the Tower card, it can be a little bit like, what do I want to say? A little bit like, I'm trying to think of a good word here, because really, again, what it's doing, it's helping us to get to where our soul really desires or needs to be, for us to take those next steps forward in a way that is more honoring of our truth and authentic self, basically. So let's go ahead. I almost ended the video, but no, we need to look at the special message card, don't we? All right, so for those of you that chose the obsidian, the black obsidian special message for black obsidian people, special message for the week for black obsidian people. Okay, I'm going to close my eyes because I'm like seeing like bunches of cards, and I need to take myself a breath here and close my eyes. Black obsidian special message. Okay, this one here is calling my attention in the middle, if I can get it out of there. And we've got the farther gate and a bold step forward. So black obsidian people, it's like you're going to be going through some sort of initiation. It's like going through a portal to something new, something different. You have to leave something behind in order to get to something new, which is typical of the eclipses, right? Death and rebirth, initiation and completion. So you're needing to take a bold step forward, something where you need to have confidence, you need to have courage, you need to be grounded in your truth. Maybe have a support system of friends and family around you cheering you on, because this is a big step, whatever it is. Maybe it's a big step in a new career. Maybe it's a big step in moving to another state or country. Maybe it's a big step in making some huge changes in a relationship. But you can see the sun is shining through this gate. The sun is shining through the portal. So once you take that bold step, you get to the other side of this this gateway, so to speak, it's going to be so much lighter, brighter. It's going to be more in alignment with your truth, more joy, success, prosperity, and abundance in time, because we have to, give that new energy, that bold step forward into something new. We have to give it time to kind of gestate and kind of unfold, basically. But it all looks like we're going into a good place. We even see a full moon back here. And yes, we are having a full moon lunar eclipse. But I want to say it's within one moon cycle. Like if you take this bold step, like within the next, during this week or even into next week, it may be by the next full moon, which the next full moon will be a Gemini full moon in about a month's time. So the end of November, we'll have a full moon in Gemini. By that next full moon, you'll start to see some of this light and bright energy streaming forth into your life. All right, let's put that back in case somebody else gets it. And then we have the black opal. Black opal people. Special message for the black opal people. Okay. Actually, this card's calling my attention. This one is the power of community, the power of community. So like I said before, it's like you want that support system, because Scorpio energies are intense. You want to seek out people in friendship circles, acquaintance circles, family that are supportive. Everyone should have someone that they can reach out to, a best friend, a support group that kind of meets once or twice a month where you know that you can trust these people. There's a need to kind of gather with these people. And I like these yellow flowers, right? Because yellow is the solar plexus chakra. They're going to give you confidence. They're going to give you courage. They're going to give you this kind of brightness that you're looking for to kind of raise your vibration up so that a little bit more joy, a little bit more happiness can come in. And again, this is going to be of great assistance for you. Even the number 26 here at the top equals an 8, and the 8 is all about empowerment. So these people, you're looking for someone who's going to be empowering to you in these changes that you potentially could be making in your life. Let's put that back. And then for those of you that chose what was it called again? The Indigo Gabbro. It's an interesting name for a stone, isn't it? The Indigo Gabbro, special message for people this week that chose the Indigo Gabbro. This one's calling my attention. Moon Maiden and New Beginnings. Here we have another full moon going on here. So again, by the next full moon, I think you're going to really settle into whatever these new beginnings are about. The Moon Maiden wants you to kind of moon bathe during this lunar eclipse. So if you can get outside Saturday, I'm going to say Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, right? Wherever you are, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, get out and allow the moon's rays of this lunar eclipse while you're maybe standing barefoot on the earth or next to or up against a tree for some grounding, and ask for whatever endings and new beginnings need to come into your life. Now, obviously, you're looking more for new beginnings, but you have to have endings or releasing something that's old and worn out and that you no longer need in order to make space for the new beginnings. So, and this could be metaphoric too. I mean, you could metaphorically do this, is what I'm trying to say. So let's clean our closets. Let's clean out the junk drawer. Let's go through the old paperwork. Let's do a big purge. Let's maybe do a purge and cleanse on the physical body. That would be a really good thing to do with all the Scorpio energy going on, where we're going to, purge out, foods or substances, if you will, that aren't not good for us, that are of a lower vibration. This is going to help the clarity of our intuitions, right? The moon is all about our intuitive nature and our empathic abilities and our clairsentience and all of our psychic abilities. So let's go ahead and do this purge on all these different various levels and get ready for these new beginnings to come in. Let's clear ourselves so that we can more intuitively sync up with the moon's messages or the universe's guidance in order to move forward on our path. Okay, everyone. So thank you so much for tuning in. I send you so much love and light and many, many blessings on this full moon lunar eclipse. Namaste, everyone.